Today we're going to graph in all four quadrants. The quadrants are labeled as such, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? It is Roman numerals, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do not use the regular numbers. Okay? If it asks for what quadrant and you write down the number 1, I will count it wrong. It is Roman numeral 1. Everybody understand? So don't be mad at me tomorrow when you get it wrong because you weren't listening. Okay? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? 1 and 2. Okay? The y is positive. And or 1, let's just do 1. The x is positive, the y is positive. Quadrant 2, the x is negative, but the y is still positive. Quadrant 3, they're both negative. Quadrant 4, the x is positive, but the y is negative. Okay, easy enough. Alright, so this is what you're going to see a lot of your homework today. It's going to say graph and label and then name the quadrant. So you have A. A is at -2, -4. So we go -2, we go to the left and we go down 4. Right there. We label it by writing an A beside the dot. And then we name the quadrant. What quadrant is A in? 3. B is at 0, 2. So I've graphed, I labeled. What quadrant is this in? What quadrant?
2. 1.
It is not a quadrant, it's on the y-axis. Okay? The book answer will say none, but this is what I want. Y-axis. Okay? It is in between 1 and 2, so how could it be in a quadrant? Okay, it can't be. It's on an axis. Okay, if it was on the x, write x-axis. Is what you're going to see. So you need to write this down. This is what you're going to see in your homeworks today. The first thing I need to do is come up with an equation or a function that describes the difference between John and Tara's golf score. Right? So John's score is X, Tara's score is Y. It says the difference, which is a subtraction problem, is equal to 2. This is what I have to have before I can do anything else. Alright. Now we can make a function table. Then we can graph the word pairs. Then we can describe the graph. But the first thing you got to do is come up with this. Okay? And it's given to you. Right here. Okay? It's usually the first sentence. Alright. So, give me a little function table with X and Y, just like is here on the board. Okay, then we're going to describe it, or we're going to come up with the table. Now, as I've been saying, our X, our domain, is also known as our input. Okay, that's the numbers we decide. We can pick any number. Okay, for your homeworks, you have to pick at least 4. Okay, I think you need at least 4 to be able to describe the graph properly. Okay, here we're going to do 5 though, just to get you more practice. So I'm going to pick some numbers like 3, 2, 1, 0, and -1. Those are my input. I picked those numbers. Okay? I need to know my output, my y. Well, I go back to my equation that we've written. Okay? X minus y equals 2. And what I do is I plug in my X, I input my input, and see what I get for my Y, which is my output. So plug 3 in for X. 3 minus Y equals 2. What does y have to be? Okay, it has to be 1 because 3 minus 1 is 2. Alright, well, let's plug in 2 for x. 2 minus y is equal to 2. What does y have to be? 0. Let's plug in 1. 1 minus y is equal to 2. What does y have to be? 1 minus 3 is 2. No, that'd be negative 2. Negative 1, awesome. Okay, 1 minus negative 1 is the same thing as 1 plus 1, right? Let's plug in 0. 0 minus y equals 2. What does y need to be, Nathan? Can't be 2. Negative 2. You see a pattern going on? Yeah, our x is going down 1, our y is going down 1. So if I plug in negative 1 for x, what does y need to be? Negative 3. Okay, and you can look. 1 plus, so it would be negative 1 plus 3 would be 2. Okay, easy. Now what we got to do is graph them. So on your graph, you graph them. So 3, 1, 2, 0, 1, negative 1, 0, negative 2, and 1, negative 3. You can graph it and draw a line through it. That shows me that the function continues on. Okay, it doesn't have to just be these numbers. Any number could fit on this line. Then we need to describe it. Okay, when it says describe it, at least one sense describing it. I would say this is a diagonal line that crosses the x-axis at 2. Does it describe the line? Yes. Okay. Or I could say it's a diagonal line that crosses the y-axis at negative 2. Am I still describing the line? Yes. All it needs one sentence describing what's going on the line. Okay? Everybody understand? All right. Here's your homework.